Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. And before I start this video, I want to show you something. If you've been following my channel, you know what's going on. You know that they're shutting us down. And you know it's time to prepare. This is my office. It's a little office, 2 laptops, a light, a picture. This is what's all over my house. Because if you followed me, you know that being prepared, hiking, being off in the wilderness is something that I've been doing for a long time. This, compared to MREs, compared to Mountain House, compared to any other thing that I've tried that you add hot water to and stay alive, it's not loaded with sodium. It doesn't make your ankles swell. It's the best product that I've found, which is why out of all the people I could have hooked up with, I hooked up with Patriot Pantries, and they're going to hook you guys up. Do you see what I'm saying? 2-week food supply, $75, shipped, grown, packed in the U.S., 25-year guarantee. It ships fast, and even if you use a credit card, it is what it is, but they don't voluntarily give your information to anybody. So use the link below and be prepared, because the clock is ticking, or don't. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 6th of May. It's 2019, and the sun actually came out today. It's been almost 7 weeks and 2 days since we saw the sun. 4 hours of sun in 7 weeks isn't the sun. But this is what happens when the sun does come out. Now, all of us have posed the question, why would they be poisoning themselves just to poison us? Well, like I said before, if I had the time, the technology, the money, and the manpower to do a thing like this, where they're literally spraying the sky to block out the sun, it couldn't be any more obvious. I would have an antidote, or I would have a piece of land, perhaps in the Antarctic where no one else is allowed to go, where everything's clean, or I just planned on going to another dimension, because as crazy as that sounds, that's exactly what they've been working on for years. But one of my subscribers sent me this video from UFO TV from about 5 or 6 years ago, and I don't watch stuff like this, but this one I watched, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit, so check this out.
Most prosaic level, they asked for essentially logistical assistance. Then they requested industrial quantities of fruit. Then they needed metals in industrial quantities as usual, but also strange minerals like strontium and barium nitrate, which were very difficult to find since back then they served no useful purpose at all. Today it has applications in telecameras, circuits like that, but in those days we had absolutely no idea what it might be used for.
Now, this is going back to 2009, and it's hard to find the original, but the director of CERN, Sergio Bertolucci, was quoted saying that they were going to try to use supersymmetry to open extra dimensions. Do you see what I'm saying? That they were going to open a window and something may come in or something may fly out. So this is the same aliens that these guys are talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's just a different method. And to prove that, take a look at some of the pictures from the old days. I know I've shown you this before, but look at it again. When you think of aliens, just think of what they call them now. Do you see what I'm saying? So just to give them the benefit of the doubt, if aliens and UFOs were real, these are all pictures taken in the 50s and the 60s, okay? 50s and 60s. Look at it. Looks like a hubcap, right? Look at this. Lit up things. These are all from the 50s or 60s or 40, 50 years ago. Here's a video of a UFO now. This is footage taken by 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗱. And look how amazing the spacecraft looks. Do you see what I'm saying? It looks like Star Wars. It's sleek. You can see the people inside it. There's an observation port, etc. You can see the people in it. But you go back to the 50s and the spaceships look like old cars and hubcaps. Kind of like this, no? Here's a picture of a car from the 50s. Here's a picture of a UFO from the 50s. Here's a picture of a modern-day supercar. I picked a Maserati because I'm Italian. And then here's a picture of a modern-day UFO taken by 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗱𝗍's people. Do you see what I'm saying? My point being is, how come aliens from billions of light years away, their technology in UFOs directly correlates to the technology with aircraft and cars that we had at the time? And UFOs now look a lot like UFOs or new cars now. Do you see what I'm saying? The point is, these guys need barium, strontium, and aluminum, and suddenly they're absolutely killing us with barium, strontium, and aluminum in the atmosphere. And couple that with 5G technology. And don't forget, aliens and interdimensional beings, it isn't just what I think. D-Wave quantum computers, the most cutting-edge, unbelievable computers on the planet right now. These are their customers, Lockheed Martin. The Quail Artificial Intelligence Lab, Google. Los Alamos National Laboratory. USC Information Science Institute. Oak Ridge National Laboratory. D-Wave. Now, I'm telling you that they're spraying the skies with chemtrails to terraform our planet so that it's habitable for other dimensional beings. I've shown you that back in the 50s, UFOs looked just like cars back in the 50s, and that these days, new UFOs look just like new cars. Do you see what I'm saying? But listen to this guy. This is the guy that invented. This guy is credited with coming up with the D-Wave quantum computer. Now notice the word D-Wave. You can easily extrapolate the word demon from that. But again, I digress. Listen to Geordie Rose in his own words.
And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want. So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention. This thing is happening in the background while people bicker about politics and what's going to be in the healthcare plan in the U.S. And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out.
Do you hear what he's saying? Doesn't it sound a lot like what I tell you, that do not waste your time with politics and sports and TV and bullshit and nonsense and all this other crap, because this is happening. They're preparing the earth, whether you get it or not. I'm not going to stick with the bullshit about Trump in 2020 or put Hillary in jail or let's sign a petition. They're doing this shit now. Prepare yourself and be ready. This is no fucking joke whatsoever at all. I can't stress it enough.
So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention. This thing is happening in the background while people bicker about politics and what's going to be in the healthcare plan in the U.S. And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out.